Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, 5-Star Lore, formerly known as Halo. My name is Lauren, and on this channel, I help Black women leave the stress of everyday life behind to create a carefree, joyful, and unapologetic life. Now, if that sounds like something you're interested in, then be sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video and keep watching. Hello. And I know that creating a carefree, joyful, unapologetic life is possible for all Black women. It might look different, but it definitely can happen. In this video, I wanted to talk about what it means to leave the stress of everyday life behind, what it looks like to have a carefree, joyful, unapologetic life, and some solutions that you can start to implement into your life to create a carefree, joyful, and unapologetic life. So 1, discussing what it means to leave the stress of everyday life behind. Now, I know that stress comes about in our lives unplanned some of the times, and other times it's planned because we're doing and taking on things that we really have no business doing. So for me, leaving everyday stress behind means not taking on extra responsibilities that I do not need to do, because extra responsibilities lead to stress. If I know that I'm going to be stressed out by taking on the responsibility of something, then I'm just not going to do it. It's just simple as that. Like, if I have the option to not do it, then I'm not going to do it, because why am I adding extra stress to my life? What am I benefiting from adding this extra stress to my life? Who's hurting when I add this extra stress to my life? You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one that's suffering if I'm adding this on to my life. So for me, leaving that behind means not taking on these extra responsibilities. I don't know what that might look like for you, but just start to consider, like, if I'm doing something and I know that it will eventually lead to me being stressed out, do I want to continue doing that? For me, the answer is no. So I'm gonna just get my broom and dust it off and leave it to the side. So number 2, what does it look like to have a carefree, joyful, unapologetic life? Like I said in the beginning, that looks different for everybody. That looks different for every Black woman. For me, that means traveling. I love to travel. Like, I just love it. I feel like getting out of your hometown and being able to do something that you wouldn't normally do is just such a great experience. I feel like you learn so much about yourself when you're traveling. You have the chance to relax. You have the chance to be carefree. You have the chance to be joyful, and you can live an unapologetic life. So that's what that looks like for me when I embrace those aspects. For me, one of the things that I like to do is travel. So that's how I am embracing living a carefree, joyful, unapologetic life. And that might look different for you. Maybe that means going to the movies, right? Maybe that means going out to dinner and not worrying about like other people tagging along with you. Like, doing things that will lead you and bring you to this carefree, joyful, unapologetic existence. And another thing that also helps me embrace this is being around positive influences and other Black women who are also embracing this concept, because it starts to change my mindset and helps me realize that, hey, this is definitely a possibility for me. So start to think about that as well, like how you can start being surrounded by other people that are doing similar things that you want to do or have like similar interests as you, and how that can positively influence your mindset. So number 3, if you are interested in living a carefree, joyful, unapologetic life, and you're having some trouble with leaving that everyday stress behind, I have 3 solutions that you can start to consider and start to think about. The first solution is to think about what it would mean to leave everyday stress behind. What that would look like for you in your life. Like, start to really think about, like, if I didn't have this stress in my life, what would it look like? What does that mean for you? Number 2, the second solution. Take inventory of everything in your life that is blocking you from having a carefree, joyful, unapologetic life. Everything. Like, just take inventory of everything that is happening in your life. Is it work? Is it kids? Is it just everyday responsibilities? Like, what is it that is blocking you from having this carefree, joyful, unapologetic existence? And now, number 3, the third solution. Think about things that you can possibly start to eliminate or change that's happening in your life that might minimize some of that stress or get rid of it completely, and bring you closer to like the carefree, joyful, unapologetic existence. And really think about like what you can start to change, because we think things are happening in our lives and they're permanent. But no, there are some things that you can do that can start to shift what's going on. So for instance, if you're responsible for picking up the kids after you get off work, maybe start to think about, and this is causing like a lot of stress, maybe start to think about how you can incorporate other alternatives so that you're not doing it every day, but maybe you're doing it some days. So something like that, like thinking about different alternatives in that way. So just to recap, we talked about what it means to leave stress behind, what it looks like to have a carefree, joyful, unapologetic life, and some solutions that you can maybe start to incorporate into your life to bring about and embrace this carefree, joyful, unapologetic existence. And those were: 1, thinking about what it means to leave stress behind; 2, taking inventory of everything in your life that is blocking the carefree, joyful, unapologetic existence; and 3, thinking about things that you can start to eliminate or change in your life to bring about and embrace this new existence. And if this is something that you would like to develop and explore further, then you would probably be interested in my Look Into Your Life free workbook guide, which I have linked below in the description box. So you can go ahead and download that if you are interested. And I do offer life coaching services, and you will find out more about that if you download the free workbook guide. So thank you once again for joining me today. And if you did like this video, please be sure to like and to subscribe to the channel. And once again, thank you for joining, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.